Welcome to the Commission Report. I'm Martha Ann Kness for MCTV. Here on the Commission Report, our goal is to keep you up to date on what happened at the most recent meeting of the Martin County Board of County Commissioners. On September 26th, the Board of County Commissioners met with a full agenda, including storm debris and water quality updates, as well as final budget approval. At the beginning of the meeting, Deputy County Administrator Don Donaldson updated the board and citizens on several Hurricane Irma-related projects, including debris collection, mosquito control efforts, and derelict vessels. While Martin County was prepared for the recovery efforts and notified debris contractors prior to the storm that we would require their services, collection efforts are complicated by the fact that most Florida counties were impacted, and local governments from Texas to South Carolina are working with the same pool of contractors to remove debris from Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. In addition, for the cost of storm debris removal to be reimbursed by FEMA, the county must comply with FEMA guidelines. Prices paid for removal, primary monitoring to ensure eligibility of debris, and secondary monitoring to determine volume. In addition, for the cost of storm debris removal to be reimbursed by FEMA, the county must comply with FEMA guidelines. Prices paid for removal, primary monitoring to ensure eligibility of debris, and secondary monitoring to determine volume. While the amount of debris in Martin County is small in comparison to some other areas, it is a massive undertaking in our community. Hurricane Irma generated the equivalent of a year and a half's worth of debris, or nearly 150,000 cubic yards. This means weekly collections are increasing from an average of 2,000 cubic yards per week to 20,000. County officials expect to complete the removal project by October 31st. To accomplish this, we have 14 trucks on the road working 7 days a week. Staff is monitoring the progress daily to ensure resources are adequate, deadlines are met, and we are in compliance with FEMA guidelines. Mr. Donaldson also spoke about mosquito control efforts. As with debris collection, aerial spray contractors are also working in Texas. To assist local governments, the state has taken over aerial spray missions throughout Florida. Anticipating the need, staff had pre-scheduled an aerial spray mission for last week. With the state's involvement, the date shifted slightly, but the mission was completed on Monday evening, September 25th, covering 66,000 acres west of the Turnpike and Indiantown. Residents can be confident that staff is actively monitoring the mosquito population and has increased efforts utilizing ultra-low volume spray trucks and ground crews to help keep mosquito populations down. Mr. Donaldson wrapped up his presentation with information about derelict vessels. In partnership with the Martin County Sheriff's Office, staff conducted an inventory of vessels which had broken loose from moorings, beached, sunk, or were at risk of becoming derelict due to impacts from Hurricane Irma. Assessments indicated 14 at-risk vessels. To date, 6 vessels have been brought into compliance. Staff continues to monitor the situation and work with the Sheriff's Office and boat owners to achieve best possible outcomes. Next, the board invited Deborah Drum, Martin County Ecosystem Manager, to provide an update on water conditions and quality. Lake Okeechobee was at 16.21 feet and continues to increase. Lake levels are expected to reach at least 17 feet. Given Herbert Hoover Dike safety concerns and remaining hurricane season, combined with inflows from the Kissimmee of approximately 18,000 cubic feet per second, maximum predictable flows to the St. Lucie River are being made from the lake. This means the Army Corps of Engineers is releasing as much water as they can, taking into account downstream constraints such as high tides and flood protections. Current water conditions are problematic for seagrass and oysters. In addition, decaying aquatic vegetation in the lake and estuary creates lower dissolved oxygen levels, which can lead to fish kills. Ms. Drum concluded we could experience a prolonged period of Lake Okeechobee freshwater releases to the estuaries, including the St. Lucie. Staff will continue using Harbor Branch and Orca real-time data to monitor conditions. At the end of the day, the board conducted the final hearing for fiscal year 2018 budget and approved the proposed budget. Jennifer Manning, Budget Manager, led the board through a thorough budget presentation, including comparisons with fiscal year 2017 and the final approval process. The final adopted budget for the upcoming fiscal year is $432,435,694, which reflects a $32.4 million increase over this year's budget. The increase represents $13.9 million in ad valorem increases, $2 million in capital projects, $14.3 million in utilities and solid waste projects, $1.5 million for Community Development Agency budget allocation and budgeted transfers, $600,000 for property and health insurance, and $200,000 for tourism. For additional details about an agenda, or if you would like to watch the discussion for a specific item or the final budget hearing, you can go to the county's website, martin.fl.us, and click on MCTV. That's a wrap for this edition of the Commission Report. I'm Martha Ann Kness. This is your county, your community. Thanks for watching.